Welcome. In this video, we will show you what to expect when you join a virtual hearing by Zoom video with the Landlord and Tenant Board, or LTB. In this video, you will learn how to join your virtual hearing by Zoom, how to sign in with the LTB, options for Tenant Duty Counsel, and options for mediation. Please note, this video provides general information. Your experience may be different. This video is not intended to be legal advice. Make sure to watch part 2 for information on what to expect in your hearing. In this video, we are using the Zoom app. You are not required to download the app, but if you are using a web browser, it may look a bit different. For a general guide on how to join Zoom hearings, watch our video, How to Join a Virtual Proceeding. Once your hearing is scheduled, you will receive a notice of video hearing by email or mail that has important information about your hearing, such as your file number, the hearing date and time, the Zoom link for your hearing, the phone number to call into the hearing if you are not joining by video, and when you should join to sign in. Have your notice of video hearing with you when it's time to join your hearing. Join early to give yourself time to log into Zoom, handle any technical issues, and to begin the sign-in process. Click the Zoom link or type it into your web browser's address bar to join the hearing. Zoom should open automatically after a few seconds, but if it doesn't, click Join from your browser. You may be placed into a waiting room where you will stay until the host admits you. This can take a few minutes. Once you have joined the hearing, you will be in what's called the main session, where the sign-in process takes place. Often there are many hearings scheduled for the same day and time, so you may see and hear other people. Please remain on mute until you are called upon. During the sign-in process, an LTB representative, such as a moderator, will ask you for your name, your file number, and your relationship to the file. For example, when asked for your relationship to the file, state whether you are the landlord, the tenant, a representative, a co-op member, a witness, or an observer. The LTB will rename you in Zoom according to your relationship to the file so that your name and role are clear to the adjudicator and other participants. You will stay in the main session while the sign-in process takes place for everyone else. This can take some time, so it's important that you remain close to your device for when you are called upon. If you need to step away from your device, use the Raise Hand feature in Zoom and inform the LTB that you will be temporarily unavailable. Your hearing will generally not take place in the main session. However, you may be asked questions about your application in the main session, such as whether you have settled or plan to withdraw or no longer wish to have a hearing for your application. It's important to tell the tribunal representative this information when asked, because these types of matters may be heard before the hearing start time noted in your notice of video hearing if all parties are present. If you find yourself disconnected at any point in the hearing, go back to the link in your notice of video hearing and reconnect. You can also dial the phone number in your notice to call into the hearing. To mute or unmute, press *6. To use the Raise Hand feature, press *9. There is also information about joining by phone in the Notice of Video Hearing package. If you have technical issues on the day of the hearing, you can contact the LTB's Virtual Hearing Technical Support line by emailing ltbhearingsupport@ontario.ca or by calling 416-212-9064 or toll-free at 866-769-7865. Staff will help you join the hearing. If you are a tenant or co-op member who does not have legal representation, you may be asked during sign-in if you wish to speak with Tenant Duty Counsel, also known as TDC, on the day of your hearing. Tenant Duty Counsel provides free legal advice for tenants or co-op members who have a hearing. This service is funded by Legal Aid Ontario and is not part of the LTB. It is important to note that Tenant Duty Counsel may not be available at your LTB hearing. You can also speak with Tenant Duty Counsel before the day of your hearing. Your Notice of Video Hearing package has information on how to contact Tenant Duty Counsel before your hearing. If you are a tenant or co-op member and want to speak with Tenant Duty Counsel on the day of your hearing, you will be placed on a waiting list. You will be informed if and when Tenant Duty Counsel becomes available, and then placed in a breakout room for a private discussion with them. Tenant Duty Counsel does not have access to the file documents and may not know the details of the application, so make sure you have your documents with you. Once you are done speaking with Tenant Duty Counsel, click Leave Room to leave the breakout room. You will return to the main session and wait for your hearing. If you are a small-scale landlord, you can call the Landlord Self-Help Center before your hearing for free legal advice. They are also funded by Legal Aid Ontario and are not part of the LTB. Unlike Tenant Duty Counsel, the Landlord Self-Help Center will not be present on the hearing day and will not attend the hearing on your behalf. Their contact information is in the Notice of Video Hearing package. You may also be asked during the sign-in if you are interested in mediation. If you are part of a co-op application, mediation happens before your hearing day at a case management hearing. The purpose of mediation is to help landlords and tenants come to their own solution to resolve the application without the need for a hearing. The service is voluntary and both parties must agree to participate in mediation. Mediation is a private discussion between the parties and a neutral LTB mediator, also known as a Dispute Resolution Officer, or DRO. If you and the other parties to the application select mediation on the day of your hearing, you will be placed on a waiting list to speak with a Dispute Resolution Officer. Once they become available to speak with you, you will be placed in a private breakout room with the other parties and the Dispute Resolution Officer. This could happen during the sign-in period or at any time during the hearing day. The Dispute Resolution Officer works with you and the other parties to help you come up with a solution to the issues in the tenancy. If you and the other parties work out a solution to settle the application through a payment plan, consent order, or mediated agreement with the Dispute Resolution Officer, the hearing may not be needed. Otherwise, you will be moved back into the main session to wait for the hearing. Thank you for watching Part 1 of this video series. Please watch Part 2 for information on what to expect at your LTB virtual hearing.